Coming up on Mountain News at 6, winter weather alerts are in place. The latest on timing and snow amounts coming up. Plus,
utility crews have helped with restoring water in one Letcher County community, but with more winter weather on the way, there could be a new problem. And county clerk's offices are up and running again after being shut down to implement a new system.
Dedicated to Eastern and Southern Kentucky, this is WYMT Mountain News at 6.
Good evening, I'm Steve Hensley. Most of us have seen several inches of snow and felt some dangerously cold temperatures this week, and it looks like we're going to get a little more of that as we get closer to the weekend. Our first alert weather day continues, and meteorologist Cameron Aaron joins us now with the very latest. Cameron.
Yes, Steve, that moisture continues to increase this evening and more snow showers are likely as we close out your Thursday. Let's go straight to first alert pinpoint Doppler. And as you can see, that moisture continues this evening. Zooming into southeast Kentucky, also southwest Virginia, some snow showers in Leslie County into Harlan County, stretching into Letcher and Pike County as well. And more snow showers in Wise County into portions of Dickinson and Buchanan County as well. And same story for our friends in the Cumberland Valley, some snow showers close to Somerset, also London, into Mount Vernon and Rockcastle County, also close to the Mountain Parkway for Stanton and Powell County over there, and also into Wolfe County at this hour as well. Here's a live look from downtown Somerset. That current temperature is still above freezing for now, but that will change as we go later on into tonight. Those current temperatures up to 34 in Somerset, 35 in Manchester, and 36 over in Harlan at this hour. But again, some more below average weather is on the way as we go into tonight. So we do have a winter weather advisory in place for all the counties in purple. That's most of us, and that will last through early on Saturday. It will last through 7 p.m. for Campbell and Claiborne County in Tennessee. Now for the higher elevations of Harlan County into Letcher and Pike County, that is a winter storm warning that will also last through early on Saturday. So your forecast tonight, those temperatures are cold in the upper 20s, not as cold as recent nights, but still chilly as you wake up on Friday, as more snow is likely and snow showers continue into your Friday, but then some really cold weather is on tap for the weekend. Those details coming up in just a few minutes. Steve?
All right, Cameron, thank you. Crews with Fleming Neon Utilities have been able to get water back into the homes of its customers. With that said, officials continue to monitor the weather for potential issues in the future. WYMT's Chandler Wilcox tells us what crews are looking out for as the next winter storm passes through.
Inches of snow and frozen streams are not necessarily an issue for water lines.
The snow technically will help once it does melt and all that soaks in. It'll actually help.
The snow melting would also mean temperatures potentially increasing. That could present a new problem.
While we're good now, the main concern is once all this thaws, what we're going to be looking at.
After spending many days fixing leaks, crews could be faced with busted pipes.
When the ground freezes, pipes freeze, people's house lines freeze, and when it thaws, it can expand and cause leaks, the ground moving and shifting.
Wilder says customers should contact them if that issue occurs at their home.
Say your water freezes and it does thaw, and you have a leak or you hear a leak or you have lower pressure than normal, just call us. That way we can be quick out to check it.
Even if that issue comes about, Wilder says he is confident they can keep water flowing in homes.
Most of the time we're able to combat it enough to keep everybody in water and keep the system going.
Wilder says reporting leaks can help customers keep their water bill from increasing. In Letcher County, Chandler Wilcox, WYMT Mountain News.
Wilder also says engineers with Neon Utilities are looking for areas that can better serve the water system. Governor Andy Beshear held his Team Kentucky update earlier this afternoon, and the governor addressed a variety of topics concerning the weather, including the number of incidents Kentucky State Police responded to during the first winter storm this week. Governor Beshear says KSP troopers responded to more than 160 vehicles being stranded on the roadways. He says troopers also responded to more than 145 collisions. Certainly been a busy time for road crews throughout the state, and that's no different in Pulaski County. Road crews in Somerset have been working since last Sunday to scrape and treat the roads, but now they are getting ready for the next winter weather system. State highway crews have been working 12-hour shifts, and that's expected to continue through the weekend.
Yes, the weekend looks brutal for all of us, and Hopefully we can get it all off before that comes in. Friday night, I guess, is when it really starts to plummet.
We're just getting ready for it, prepared for it, and hoping no ice comes.
Officials with the city of Somerset, as well as the State Highway Garage, say they have a lot of salt just for this occasion. In fact, they say they're most likely going to use some salt left over from last year, since they hardly needed it. Road crews continue to battle the weather and cold temperatures, and it's making the situation even worse. As we have witnessed on multiple occasions this week, the Arctic cold has made things challenging for crews trying to treat the roads. Salt lowers the freezing temperature and turns it into water. When temperatures get into the low 20s, it slows down the chemical reaction. When temps get into the single digits, it's almost not noticeable. A few things can be added to increase the effectiveness of salt.
A lot of times we will add a chemical additive to the salt, either as we're putting it out in the truck, you can add it in the pile, or you can add it after salt is put down, you know, with a liquid form or a spray bar. What that does is it helps the effective working temperature of salt. Currently, we're using a product that's a sugar beet molasses.
The cold does not just affect the effectiveness of the salt, it also affects the vehicles that put that mixture on the roadways. Electric vehicle owners are dealing with battery issues because of the Arctic temperatures. Earlier this week in Chicago, extreme cold left Tesla drivers stranded with dead batteries. The charging stations were not working because of sub-zero temperatures.
Especially in the Tesla world, if you let your state of charge of the battery get below about 30% in cold weather, you run the risk of extremely long times to charge the vehicles at the fast chargers.
Mike Proctor says he recently took his Tesla out for a 50-mile road trip. He says the outside temperature was 32 degrees, and during that trip, his battery power was reduced by 14%. He says he lost 50 miles in range capability because of the cold weather. Crews are out taking preemptive measures to navigate possible power outages with this next winter storm. Appalachian Power crews out of West Virginia are working to be able to respond to any power outages faster. The company says all employees and contractors are on alert as soon as severe weather enters the forecast to prepare for any outages. Appalachian Power crews have been replacing lines and poles so the infrastructure is weather ready. And they may have a little more snow in West Virginia, and the governor declared a state of emergency today, as we mentioned earlier. Well, you can stay weather aware with the WYMT First Alert weather app. With the snow moving in, it's the way to get the latest radar and weather alerts even if your power goes out. Scan this QR code or search for it in your app store to download. Some other news now. Deputies with the Knox County Sheriff's Department have issued a golden alert for a missing man. 66-year-old Earl Couch reportedly left his home along Hazard Fork Road in the Gray community around 5 o'clock yesterday afternoon. Deputies say he told them he was heading to Couch Cemetery on Kentucky 1304 in Girdler. He was driving a 2018 black Nissan Kicks. If you have any information, you're asked to call the dispatch line at 606-546-3510. A new bill in the state Senate seeks to change the path to parole for a number of incarcerated people. Senate Bill 86 allows for those eligible to be up for parole after 50% of their sentence is served, if they complete individualized treatment plans aimed at preventing their chance of reoffending. The goal to reintegrate incarcerated individuals into society with the skills to be successful in doing so.
You can get double whammy by having a situation where somebody got hurt somewhere, you weren't there doing it, or a weapon was on the scene, you weren't having it or using it, but this happens.
Southworth says the Senate bill would help some of Kentucky's violent offenders turn their lives around. Following a statewide shutdown of county clerks' offices to transition to a new system at the start of the year, the clerk's offices are now back open, but not without a few issues. WYMT's Olivia Calfee spoke with officials at the Perry County Clerk's office to learn more.
The Kentucky Automated Vehicle Information System, also known as KVIS, was implemented in county clerks' offices statewide at the beginning of the year. But Perry County Clerk Wayne Napier says right now several issues in the system are causing a headache for customers and employees.
Some of the bugs is the dealer work cart. That's when they get it all fixed and try to check out. That wasn't working, so they had to back out so many vehicles yesterday. After they already got it put in the system, they had to back it back out. It's just one problem after another one. We're just doing the best we can.
The previous system was roughly 50 years old. However, Perry County Deputy Clerk says they trained on the new one for nearly a year. And to have this many issues is frustrating.
You know, when we go into it and try to take the steps that they've taught us to take, and it stops us every time. So we have a little chat box that goes in and we can ask them questions, and every time we ask them something they say, well, that's a bug and we are working on it, we don't have it fixed yet, so it stops what we're doing.
And Colin says once the bugs are fixed, she believes it will be a better system. But right now it is a different story.
There are so many bugs, we can't help customers like we should be able to. We are asking Frankfurt, how do we fix this? What do we need to do? What can we tell our customers? And we have to wait for them to get back to us. And we know that they're frustrated. We are very frustrated.
They're not sure how long it will take KVIS officials to fix the bugs for good. In Perry County, Olivia Calfee, WYMT Mountain News.
And Napier says they do apologize and are working to do what they can to fix the issues. However, it's not just Perry County, but every clerk's office statewide facing these same type of issues. Floyd County is receiving more than $1.3 million from FEMA for property acquisitions. The money will be used for 2 projects intended to purchase properties that were affected by the July 2022 flood. FEMA is sending most of the money for 9 properties that were acquired by the Floyd County Fiscal Court, while about $101,000 will be provided to manage property acquisitions.
Well, we are tracking moisture to continue to increase into this evening. The latest on this first alert weather day coming up after this break.